So today we are going to solve some questions, right? Some questions of trigonometric functions. So let's see. So some sort of question like this we have already done. So I'm just doing it. Now sine theta is equals to 3 upon 5 and theta lies in second quadrant. So the question is find all other trigonometric functions. Okay, so the only use of this part is to assign the signs, right? In second quadrant, what happened is in second quadrant only sine and cosec is going to be positive, right? And all other trigonometric functions are negative. So just keep this in your mind. And one more thing, if sine theta, let's say this is theta. So sine theta means perpendicular upon hypotenuse. So perpendicular is going to be 3k and the hypotenuse is going to be 5k. Okay, so by using Pythagoras you are going to get it as a 4k. Okay, now how can you do this? Sin theta is this. Now apply cos theta. So cos theta is going to be 4k upon this, so 4 upon 5. Reciprocal of it is cos theta is sec theta, so that is going to be 5 by 4. Sin theta, the reciprocal of sin theta is cosec theta, which is going to be 5 upon 3. And as it is in second quadrant, because theta is second quadrant, so cos theta is going to be negative, sin theta is going to be negative, and tan theta, what is tan theta? Tan theta is perpendicular upon hypotenuse, sorry, perpendicular upon base, so this is going to be 3 upon 4, and cot theta is the reciprocal of tan theta, that is why it is 4 by 3, minus and minus. So this is how you can get all other trigonometric functions. We have already done these type of questions, so that's level up of questions, right? So how can you do this? Now next question is sin theta plus cos theta. Sin theta plus cos theta is 0 and theta lies in fourth quadrant. Theta belongs to fourth quadrant, right? So we need to find the value of theta, you can say, or sin theta or cos theta, whatever. Okay, so just take sin theta as minus cos theta and take it over here. So tan theta is going to be minus 1. So what is the possible values of theta? So as theta belongs to, now this is important, so tan theta is going to be minus 1, and what about theta? Theta belongs to fourth quadrant, so theta belongs to fourth quadrant, and in order to reach over here, right, so what you can say, so I need to find this angle, and to reach this angle what I can do, right, I can replace, means if you take minus 1 over here, so minus tan theta is going to be plus 1, so tan minus theta is plus 1. So what is the possible values of minus theta? Minus theta is minus pi by, means minus theta is pi by 4, so theta is going to be minus pi by 4. So one way of doing is this, right? And one other thing, what I have done is means I started from here, it is 0, right? So go back and it is going to be minus, negative sign. Why? Because in clockwise direction the angles is going to be negative. Or one thing that I can say, I can do, like I go through one complete cycle and that I get back, right? So this is what I can do. Now if tan theta is equals to, so means this is a one other way of doing so. So that is, so for now theta is going to be minus pi by 4. So they are asking about sine minus pi by 4. So this is equivalent to sine pi by 4. So it is going to be minus 1 upon root 2. They are also asking about minus pi by 4. So in cos, minus doesn't matter. So this can be written as cos pi by 4. So this is going to be plus 1 upon root 2. Right? So that is your answer. So this is how you can do it. And you also know that in fourth quadrant sine is going to be negative and fourth cos is going to be positive. Okay, so this is how you can do this. Now the next question is, so they are just very simple questions. So the next question is cos theta, cos a upon 3 is equals to cos b upon 4, and this is equals to 1 upon 5, and a and b both is less than 0 and greater than or equals to minus pi by 2. So you have to understand that A and B both belongs to fourth quadrant basically. What they mean is A and B both belongs to this, and they are asking you to find the value of 2 sin A plus 4 sin B. Okay, so that is very simple. Just because cos A and because if you compare these two, cos A is equals to cos B, so there are one equation and two variables, so you can't solve it. So better is because these two are equal, you can write it like this: cos B by 4 is equals to 1 upon 5, right? So cos B is equals to 4 upon 5. Now you know that sin square B plus cos square B is equals to 4 upon is equals to 1, right? That is the identity. Now if you substitute the value of cos B, you are going to get sin B, right? So I am just directly writing it, or let's say sin square B is equals to 1 minus cos square B. And what is cos B? Cos B is 4 upon 5, which is 16 upon 25. So this is going to be 25 minus 16, 9 upon 25. So this is going to be 3 upon 5, means the value of sin B is going to be 3 upon 5. But B is lying in fourth quadrant, so sin B should be negative. So sin B is going to be minus 3 upon 5. So that one you have to remember, right? So these are some of important questions. Now similarly you can compare this with this, because both are equal, isn't it? So cos A by 3 is equals to 1 upon 5. So doing the same thing, you are going to get cos A as 3 by 5, and if I imply this in the same way, so you are going to get sin A as square root of 1 minus 9 upon 25, which is 4 upon 5. So sin is going to be this, but as A lying in fourth quadrant, so sin A is going to be negative. Sin A is going to be negative. So sin A is minus 4 upon 5. So you get both things, sin A and sin B. Just substitute it over here. And if I substitute it over here, so 2 sin A is minus 4 upon 5 plus 4 into sin B. And what is sin B? Minus 3 upon 5. So just minus 8 by 5 and minus 12 by 5. If you do so, minus 20 by 5. So the answer is minus 4. So this is how you can do this. So this is a one of it's very good question, isn't it? So alright. Now there are some more questions based on the formulas you have learned in your last class, right? On the behalf of that, there are some interesting questions. The formulas we have learned in last class. Okay, so let's try to solve them. So let's do this. So when I'm just when I start solving a question, you just pause the video and try to solve it by yourself first. Okay, so that is a very good practice in order to do so. So let's see how we can do this. So one basic question is prove that cos 75 is equals to root 3 minus 1 upon 2 root 2. So that is a very simple question. You can try it by yourself first. I guess we have already done this question before. Okay, so try to solve it by yourself. Now the next question. So next question is cos alpha plus beta is equals to 4 upon 5, and sin alpha minus beta is 5 upon 13, right? And both alpha and beta lies between 0 to 45. Then you have to find the value of 10 to alpha, right? So this is what you have to do. You have to find the value of 10 to alpha. 10 to alpha, right? So let's try to solve it. So these are a little bit interesting questions, and one more. Cos square pi by 8. So this is one of the important questions, right? You should do it very carefully. cos square 5 pi by 8 plus cos square 7 pi by 8. So this is very interesting, and similar to this question, this one is 2 sin square 2 pi by 7 plus sin square 3 pi by 40 plus sin square 11 pi by 40 plus sin square 5 pi by 7 equals to 2. So you have to prove this, right? And if these two are given, then you have to find this one also. So if you can solve these questions, so if you can solve this question, or you are going to learn it with me, then it is very easy for you to solve the NCERT questions and some competitive questions as well. Okay, so just pay attention over here. We are going to do all these very good way. So one more question. If so the question is like this: if a plus b is equals to pi by 4, then find the value of 1 upon 1 plus 10a and 1 plus 10b. You need to find this, right? So this is how you have to do. And let's try to solve these questions first. Now cos 75, you need to find the value of cos 75 and how to do this, right? So this is very simple. If you know that, then you can skip this question. Now cos 45 plus 30, right? So cos 45 plus 30, you can break it like this, and you know the formula of cos a plus b, right? Cos a plus b, and what it is: cos a cos b minus sin a sin b, right? So if you apply this, you are going to use this: cos 45 cos 30 minus sin 45 and sin 30. So this is how you can do this, right? Now just substitute the values. Cos 45 is 1 upon root 2, cos 30 is root 3 by 2, and sin 45 is 1 upon root 2, and sin 30 is 1 upon 2. So this is very simple, right? So this is going to be 2 root 2. Yeah, okay. So this is how you can do this. Okay, and now okay, you can do this. Now this one is very interesting, right? So it is a little bit you can say kind of typical question, but anyway, if you try to think of it, or if you just follow this, you are going to do it. Okay, this is very simple. Now 10 to alpha, we need to find 10 to alpha, but the questions are given in alpha plus alpha and beta, in the form of alpha and beta. So how can you do this? You write it like this: 10 alpha plus beta plus alpha minus beta. Okay, this is how you can do this. Now if I write it like this, this can be written as this, and this is the formula: 10 alpha plus beta. If I take it as x, and if this whole term as y, so 10x plus y, and you know the formula: 10x plus 10y, and what is y? Y is alpha minus beta upon 1 minus 10 alpha plus beta into 10 alpha minus beta, right? So this is how you can do this. Now the important thing is how to calculate alpha plus beta and alpha minus beta. So that is very simple. How? If you know the cos alpha plus beta, then you can find what is sin alpha plus beta, right? How? Cos square alpha plus beta plus sin square alpha plus beta is going to be 1. So this implies that what will be the sin alpha plus beta? You just substitute the values. So this is going to be 16 upon 25, and this is sine square alpha plus beta. This is going to be 1, right? So from here, and if you try to find it out, so this is going to be, so they are given that alpha and beta are such that their sum or difference is always going to be lying in first quadrant, so you don't have to worry about that whether sine alpha plus beta is going to be positive or tan is going to be positive or negative. So you just take it like this, 1 minus this is going to be 3 upon 5 if you do try it, right? And in the same way as this, if you replace this by, so this is how you can calculate sine alpha plus beta, right? And now this can be written as like this as well, right? Cos square alpha minus beta plus sine square alpha minus beta is going to be 1, right? So by substituting the value of alpha minus beta over here, you can get the value of what cos alpha minus beta is. Cos alpha minus beta, if you solve it, you are going to get it as 12 by 13, and now you know the cos alpha minus beta as well, right? Just now what you can do, now tan alpha plus beta is going to be sine alpha plus beta upon cos alpha plus beta. Now just substitute the values, right? If you substitute it, what you are going to get? So what is sine alpha plus beta is 3 upon 5, and what is cos alpha plus beta? Cos alpha, it is 4 plus 5, 4 by 5. So this is going to be 3 upon 4, right? So this is how you can get this. Now we are interested to find tan alpha minus beta. So you know that if you substitute the value of sine alpha minus beta and cos alpha minus beta, so you are going to get tan alpha minus beta. So what is tan alpha minus beta? Tan alpha minus beta is going to be 5 by 12, right? And now substitute all these values over here. So I'm just doing it over here. Now tan alpha plus beta, what is tan alpha plus beta? 3 upon 4. And what is this? This is going to be 5 upon 12, and this is going to be 1 minus 15 upon, like this, something like this, right? You can do this. Now if you try to solve it by this also, so this will be 12, 14, and this is going to be 48 minus 5, 43, 33 by 48. So this is how you can do this, right? So now it is very easy. So after simplification, you are going to get this. So this is a very tricky question, you can say, and by doing practice, you are going to get it how to do, right? You can do it by directly. Okay, so these are very simple, right? Now the next one is important and very interesting also. So these two are very important in your exam point of view or competitive point of view. They're very simple. They're not very simple, but they're just kind of tricky. And the concept is very simple. Isn't it? So the simple concept is sin square theta plus cos square theta equals to 1. So this is what you have to use. Now you have to correlate them, how they are related. So see, pi by 8 here and 7 pi by 8 over here. Okay, so they are a bit interesting. So let's see how I can do this. Or you can say 3 pi by 8 and 7 pi by 8. So they are little bit similar. How? See, now this pi by 8 and 7 pi by 8, 5 pi by 8. Let's break them. If I write it like this, cos square 4 pi plus pi by 8. Now if I do so, so what it is going to be? Yes, right? So this can be written as cos square. Now cos square, or you can write it like this as well. Cos, if I separate them, this is going to be pi by 2 plus pi by 8. Like this. Square means this. You can write it like this way and this way also, right? So this is how you can do this. Now cos pi by 2 plus pi by 8 is going to be sine pi by 8 square, right? So this is basically this. Now we have did it, right? We are taking LHS, right? And this has to be simplified like this. Okay, and how will you identify which one is this? By practice. By practice it is very clear. Trigonometry has become very difficult, right? But if you are doing practice very well, then it is going to be easier as well. Okay, so just go slowly and take it easy. Okay, so that is after that you can do it easily. So cos square pi by 8 plus cos square 3 pi by 8, like this, right? So you can write like this, cos square pi by 8. Now using this, I'm just reshuffling them. Cos square 5 pi by 8 plus cos square 3 pi by 8 plus cos square 7 pi by 8. So just I just shuffled them, and this is how you can means you can do it separate on the separate sheet, like this is equals to this, and in the same way you can do with this also, right? So how can I write it like this? So this can be written as cos square 7 pi by 8 can be written as cos square 4 pi plus 3 pi by 8. Now separate them. So this is going to be cos square pi by 2 plus 3 pi by 8, right? So this is nothing but sin square 3 pi by 8. Is it clear? So this is how you can do this. Now this will be replaced by this, and this will be replaced by this. Now cos square pi by 8 plus sin square pi by 8 plus cos square 3 pi by 8 plus sin square 3 by 8, right? So this one is going to be cos square pi by 8 cos square 3 pi by 8. So, okay, these two is, this is equals to 1 by identity. You know that cos square theta plus sin square theta is 1, and in the same way this is also by identity. So 1 plus 1 is 2 equals to RHS, and hence proved. So this is how you can do this. Okay, now the next question is this, and this is also very similar to this one as well. Okay, so I'm leaving it for you. You can do this. You can do this very easily. So try to solve it by yourself. Okay, so this is how you can do. The hint I can give you, this one and this one is of one kind, right? You can do this. So it is 7 and it is 14. It is 14, right? So remember that this is very important. Now better is to convert each with the same denominator, right? Because it is 14, we cannot convert it into 7, but 7 can be converted into 14. So just multiply with 2 and divide by 2. Multiply by 2, divide by 2. So it is going to be 4 pi by 14, and this one is going to be 10 pi by 14. Now after that, 10 pi by 14, and here it is 10 pi by 14, and here is 3 pi by 14. Now I guess you can do this by combining these two by these two, right? As we have combined this, means try to convert this in cos or this in sin, sorry, this is cos or this into cos, and then after you can do this. Okay, so that is very simple. Now so I'm leaving it for you. You can do it by yourself. Now a plus b is equals to pi by 4, and we are interested to find the value of this. So this is very simple also, right? You just do one thing, right? So what you can do, you just try to simplify it, or let's simplify it first. 1 plus, if I multiply it, it is going to be 10a, 10b, and here it is going to be 10a, 10b. So the value of this thing I want to find, right? 1 plus, if you do one thing, you apply 10 both sides. In this, apply 10 both sides, like this. 10 a plus b is equals to 10 pi by 4. This is very simple, right? 10 a plus b equals to 10 pi by 4. How do you know that you have to apply 10, right? Because you know that the formula of 10 a plus b. 10 a plus b includes 10 a plus 10 b, this part, upon 1 minus 10 a 10 b, 10 a into 10 b. So the constants are not so important, that can be reshuffled, but 10 a plus b we need, and we found it, and 10 a into b we need, and we found it, right? So this is how you can include this. Now apply the formula 10 a plus 10b upon 1 minus 10 a 10b. This is going to be 1. Just do cross multiplication. 10a plus 10b is equals to 1 minus 10a 10b, right? I'm just removing it for the just a visibility purpose, right? So this is what we get, and if you take it over here, like this part you should note it. If you take it over here, so what it is going to be, you take all these thing over here. So this is going to be 10a plus 10b and plus 10a 10b. This is going to be 1, right? So this is what we get. Now the question is, if you solve this, what we get over here before, so it is going to be 1 plus 10a plus 10b plus 10a 10b, right? This is what we are interested with, 10a 10b, right? This is what we want. Now add 1 over this side and this side, so this is same as this one, so the value is going to be 1 plus 1 2, right? 1 plus 1 2, so this is what we get. So the value of this is 2. That is what we have to prove. So these are some interesting questions that you need to do. Now I will post some questions, some important questions of this topic in the description, so that you can download this or from there, and you can do this. Okay, you can solve it.